Our next question comes from Joy Craig, a retired U.S. Marine officer who fights against sexual assault in the military.
Thank you very much. Aloha,
thank you for your
Congresswoman.
service.
Thank you for yours. As one woman officer to another, I'd like to know what you would like to do to stop sexual assault in the military. And as Commander-in-Chief, will you commit to signing the Military Justice Improvement Act should it come across your desk?
Yes. Thank you. I led the introduction of the Military Justice Improvement Act in the House of Representatives, so absolutely I would sign it into law as your President and Commander-in-Chief. As a fellow service member, we have lived through experiences ourselves and things that our fellow brothers and sisters in uniform have gone through. I have sat through hearings and engaged with leaders from the Department of Defense in my role as a member of the Armed Services Committee, where unfortunately there is a lack of recognition of the serious change that needs to take place for there to be a true path for justice for victims of sexual assault in the military. I believe that we still today don't know how rampant sexual assault in the military is, because there is still a fear of retaliation, there is a stigma, and people who don't want to be known as that one. She or he is that one who went against the team, who turned their back. You know exactly what I'm talking about. And we know people ourselves who have gone through this and felt like they had no place to turn. So this legislation is so important because it provides that path outside of the chain of command where you know that there is no one, whether it's your team leader, platoon leader, or your first sergeant, or your commander, there is no one who will be able to stop your pursuit of justice and accountability if you're a victim of assault in the military. This is such an important issue. Thank you for raising it. It's one that I'm going to continue to fight for. Thank you.
I'm going to ask you another question about this, because I'm sure you saw Republican Senator Martha McSally this week reveal during a hearing that she was raped while she was serving in the military. You talked about your experience in hearings, but you've actually served in combat zones. From your experience, how prevalent is this?
You know, the data and the studies can't be accurate. And this is the problem, because for women, and it's even more so amongst men who have come forward, who feel like it's impossible. They can't tell their story.
And did you have people who you served with who felt that way, who
Absolutely.
confided in you?
Absolutely. People who we, as their friends, strongly urge them, you have to report this, you have to take action, if not for yourself, then for someone else, because this person will continue to perpetrate this violence and this assault on other people. But I'll tell you, one of my closest friends still refused to do it.
Still to this day?
Still to this day. She has never reported what happened to her. And it's unless you've gone through it yourself, it's hard to understand fully all of the fears and the concerns that some of my friends have shared with me that have stopped them from coming forward. The kinds of attacks, the kinds of assumptions that are made against people who do, and the kind of stigma that ends up hanging over their shoulders where, hey, maybe they were Soldier of the Year and they were great at their job and they accomplished their mission, but now all of a sudden, all of that falls away because they come forward and this is what they're known for. So yes, we have to pass legislation, we have to change our laws to make sure that this accountability is there and that this independent, transparent path towards justice exists. But it's a bigger challenge that we've got to face as a country that not only impacts the military, but it impacts our college campuses. It impacts us in the workplace, in every part of our society where it is still not a safe place to be able to come forward if you're a victim of these kinds of attacks and know that change will happen.